Hey guys, Jeff the Cheesehead Flipper here. Now, so I make a short video here talking about why I resell things online. You know, because it's not the most common side job people have. It's not the rarest one either. But to the level I'm kind of doing at is not super common. Now, I am what most people would consider a part-time reseller, meaning that this isn't my only income or my main job. I do work a full-time job besides this, but I do this for extra income. Now, I started reselling on eBay back in the late 90s, 98, 99, I'm not really sure when. Back then I mainly sold collectible card game cards. My main games I was really into back then were both the Star Wars and the Star Trek games by Decipher. Also a little bit of Magic Gathering and a couple other ones here and there, but those were my main two. And I would buy and sell cards on there. Because back in the day, I don't know if any of you are old fogies like me, but it wasn't as easy because not everyone had a digital camera. I mainly did cards because I could place them on a flatbed scanner, scan them, and that'd be good. But other items I sold, believe this or not, I would take an old regular film camera, I would take film photos of the item, go to the 1 hour photo mat, get them developed, bring the photos back home, scan them, and upload them. And then when the buyer paid, guess what we did? We waited for them to send us a money order. Then we mailed it. But I digress. Why do I sell on eBay and Amazon and a couple of others, mainly eBay and Amazon? It's because I've always kind of needed a part-time side job or wanted one for extra money for the family. And I was working in retail for quite some time as my side. That was my full-time job before I got my current job. And then I still kept that on the side for extra money. Then I started getting this situation where, because of my odd work hours at my real job, the only options were, on my weekends off, I worked my part-time job. Or I went in before or after my real job. Well, then I had a kid. And suddenly, I didn't like all of my free time being dictated by someone else. I didn't like that every single weekend, instead of being at home with my family and my kid, I was at some retail store selling junk to people and getting paid like 10, 12 bucks an hour. And it was okay, especially when I was single, but I started missing the little dude. Especially the more he grew and funner he got to be, the more and more I missed him. It would just crush me. Especially when he started talking and knowing who I was. He'd be all excited because it's the weekend. Daddy doesn't work on the weekend. Then I'd get up, I'd get ready for work, I'd go out the door, and he'd be crying his eyes off. And it just killed me. So I started kind of thinking back. I'm like, you know, I sell stuff on eBay all the time. Besides just selling the stuff that I already have, could I sell other things on there? Like, I don't know. I'm kind of one of those people who is always a learner, especially a visual learner, which is why I like YouTube. And that's exactly what I did. I jumped on YouTube and I looked up, can you make money selling stuff on eBay? I watched all these videos, all these cool people saying, you know, there were the ones out there saying, buy my course and you can make $1 billion. They're all bullshit, by the way, in case you didn't know. There's other good ones that were very, very helpful and gave a lot of good information. I'm like, yeah, I think I can do this. So I still was working that job, but I started sourcing. Oh, I gotta tell you, when I started going out and spending money that I kind of didn't really have inventory to sell, that was nerve-wracking. I was terrified. Like, first few times I went out, I did mock buys, believe it or not. I looked at the things I was going to buy and I wrote them down on piece of paper, because I'm kind of, I'm an old fart, so I like pen and paper. If you children don't know, that's an ancient writing instrument before everyone wrote everything on their phones. Yeah, crazy, I know. And I wrote down what I thought I would buy, how much it would cost, and I came back home and looked it up. Never occurred to me to pull up my cell phone and just do it in the store. Yeah. Maybe that's the old fartness in me, but whatever. So then I started going, okay, all those things I thought I was going to buy weren't good, so it's probably good I did mock buys. Better yet if I just looked stuff up in the store. So if you aren't looking stuff up before you buy it, look stuff up before you buy it. Then I started buying stuff, and I started listing it, and it started to sell. Okay, this is kind of cool. So I bought some more stuff, and I sold some more stuff, and I bought some more, and I sold more, and so on, and so on, and so on. And I'm like, man, this is starting to be kind of cool. And then it got to the point that going to that part-time job was costing me money, and I realized it. I'm like, when I'm working here, I'm losing money, because I could be outsourcing inventory, I could be making listings, I could be selling stuff. And boom, I went from having, no joke, when I kind of started this, my entire inventory fit in one of these bins. One bin. So yeah, for years I was what you would call a hobby seller. It was about maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Me and time are kind of weird. Everything in my world is now and not now. So I think it's about 4 or 5 years ago is when I really started ramping things up. And then it got to the point where I bought a storage unit to keep everything in. Then I bought 2 storage units. Then I bought more. And so then we moved to this house where I have my eBay cave. And now we're moving to a different house that has an eBay cave that is about 3, maybe 4 times this big, because I've already outgrown this eBay cave. It's like an old farmhouse, and the basement is not a full basement. It's like a half basement with stuff in it. So I only get probably about a third of an actual basement. So back on topic. I started selling on eBay because I needed side income. Side job, side hustle, whatever you want to call it. I needed it. Because I live in a place that's expensive to live in. For my state, I must preface, if you live in California, yeah, where I live is not expensive. But if you live in most of the rest of my state, I live in the really expensive area of it, because that's where my type of job is. Government work is in this area for the most part. So, working those jobs where it took me from my family and my kid, they sucked. I hated it. But the reselling thing, I can do this around my schedule for the most part. The only thing I do not on my schedule is shipping, which I've developed a method that for me works to make it easy and fast. May or may not work for you. I don't know if I posted a video about this yet. If not, I will shortly. I know I filmed it, but wibbly wobbly, timely wimey, whatever. So reselling is an awesome thing. I can come down here in my basement at 4 a.m. and do listings while the kid and wife are sleeping. I can decide this weekend I'm gonna take the kid, we're gonna go garage sales, and we're gonna find stuff, and he'll have a blast, and I'll have a blast, I'll get inventory. Then he come home, he'll take a nap, I'll come downstairs, I'll list it. Point is, reselling is a job that you have to put work and time into. It's not that you can just blow off, then you're never gonna see it. But you can set your schedule to what works with you, your family, your life, your wants, your desires. If you want, you could work 16 hours a day doing this, and I don't recommend that because you will burn out fast. But before this, working at those retail jobs, I didn't set my schedule. They set my schedule. I was scheduled to work on Saturday, and something cool came up that I'd love to take my kid to. Too bad, gotta go to work. With reselling, I don't work my regular job. Something cool comes up, so I was gonna list stuff, but that seems really cool. Let's go do that. I'll list it later. I'll come back down at night and list, or the next day, or 3, 4, 5 days from now. Doesn't matter. As much as I put into it is what I'm gonna get out of it. And guess what? I can half-ass the crap out of this and make more money than that darn retail job. And I enjoy it. Now, if you are having to work 2 jobs and you don't like, let's just start with your second job. You don't like your second job, or it's just draining you, or scheduling sucks and you're missing life. Quality of life is a huge thing you gotta think of. Maybe if you're a hobby seller, or you just kind of thinking of ideas of what to do for a side job, give it a shot. Watch people online. They try to sell you a course. There's only one course out there I think is actually worth the money. I'm not gonna get into who that is, but it's very affordable. It's like $40, and it's a lot of content. But you can find all of that content for free. It's just in a really nice, concise package. But most of the people, especially if they're wanting hundreds of thousands of dollars, run. Post if you have something you're gonna try thinking of the course. Post it down below, and I'll make a video and tell you it for free. If I know it, I'll tell you. If I don't know it, I'll figure it out and I'll tell you. So don't pay these knuckleheads. Yeah. So how about you guys? Do you do this full time? Do you do this part time? I put part time in quotes usually because most people use that term when it's not your only income, but usually I'm putting in 30 to 40 hours per week on it. Not right now because of other things, but yeah. I put full-time hours to a part-time job, but I make almost as much as my full-time job, but with flexibility on my timetable. Not some idiot making a schedule on my timetable. That's what I love about it. I set my rules. I set what I'm going to buy. I do everything. If I succeed, it's because I put the work in. If I fail, it's because I was lazy. If I have a bad week, not all bad weeks mean you failed or you were lazy. Sometimes it's just the ebb and flow of business. If you've taken any business classes, you know that all businesses have peaks and valleys in their sales, and don't get this. If you start like in fourth quarter and you think that you're gonna have these type of sales forever, then it comes to summer and sales go like this, and you get discouraged. Don't do that. You got to average everything out, average it all out. And I've been rambling for a while, so are you guys full-time sellers? Are you part-time sellers? How much are you making? I mean, I made over $50,000 last year in profit. Just reselling mostly stupid junk online. I didn't make $50,000 at that retail job. I make a little bit more than that at my real job. Not a lot. So it's almost doubled my income as a hobby that I enjoy. So how about that? How many people out there have a hobby they enjoy that makes them money? Usually it costs them money, right? I'm overly tired. I'm hopped up on caffeine. I know I'm rambling. I'm sorry I'm rambling. I'll try to cut some of this out. Maybe. Unless I'm too lazy. Which that might happen. So keep on listing. Keep on selling. and you have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. So, what is the point of all this? The point is to tell you that right now, if you're working a side job that you hate, if you're working a regular job that sucks, that you hate, you can turn this into first a side income, probably maybe primary. I screwed that up. Okay, cut this part out. Yeah, that's what happens when I'm filming at like 4 a.m. and I'm wired on caffeine because I'm trying to do 90,000 things in my time off and blah, 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 blah. So anyways, where was I? Editing. I can do that now.